It's a glorious time, man. All of the people involved in Foolio's murder have gone down crashing and burning. But one of the people who is the most suspect, one of the people who is the most demonic, who has played nice this whole time and acted like they had nothing to do with it, the woman who was accused of helping line this whole thing up, Alicia Andrews, she got the most lenient sentence in the whole situation. And she's taken to social media to basically, you know, give herself a pat on the back, a little self-pity party, and say what she's going to do now that she's been convicted and is facing 15 years for manslaughter, I believe she was found guilty of, not murder, which is actually insane, despite the fact that she apparently did pretty much the same as everyone else that didn't pull a trigger, and they let her slide. So I'm going to show you her reaction. I'm also going to show you the reaction of Foolio's mother to this despicable succubus, and we're gonna find out exactly how we should feel about this clown. So she's put together a glossy post on Instagram, all right, on her official page. All right, she only got 140 followers. But she's basically given herself a pity party, all right? She said, God is within her. She will not fail. Well, you seem like you failed to beat your charges, but...
I can.
I ask you one more question. There's a tattoo that's missing that hasn't been described on your arm here. What does that tattoo say?
Psalms 46, God is within her, she will not fail.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Miss Andrews, do you want to answer any more?
She's so lame, right? She's just so lame. She thinks that having like a Bible quote tatted on her is like so great. So she said, for every woman carrying the weight of injustice while still holding on to faith, your strength is not invisible. Your humanity is not erased, and your story is not over, Alicia Andrews. People are saying injustice is when someone is convicted and treated unfairly by the system for a crime they didn't commit. That's not Alicia Andrews. Nobody in this case took accountability. Everybody played victim. See what y'all failed to see. See what y'all failed to realize. This life is temporary, so they'll be judged twice because they'll also have to answer for God. And I pray that anyone who thinks someone that knowingly participated in a crime where someone dies shouldn't be in jail, that God allows you to see exactly how it feels to be on the other end. She ain't think about her child along with that 3 to 4 hour ride there or in the McDonald's parking lot, nor when she was standing outside with that dude. That man ain't put no gun to her head to make her do nothing. It was her choice. Stay blessed. God judges the heart, and many of you don't have one. She will be judged in eternal hellfire. That's the best that we can hope for, okay? She is a scumbag. But basically, I'm going to give you a little recap exactly what went down. So she was found guilty of manslaughter all the way back in October the 31st of 2025. This is the footage of that happening.
Alicia Andrews had been charged with first-degree murder, but the jury had the option of convicting her of a lesser offense still related to the homicide of Foolio. They did that, convicting her of manslaughter, finding her not guilty of conspiracy to kill Foolio. The verdict was announced at about 10:30, so just about a half an hour ago. The jury deliberated for about 4 hours. The judge asked them around the 10 o'clock hour, do you want to stay and keep going, or maybe come back someday next week and continue deliberations? They all said they wanted to go back, get this figured out, get this finished, and we do have this verdict in the first of what will be many cases in the murder of Foolio. It comes after Alicia Andrews testified this morning. There were closing arguments this afternoon. Now, during closing arguments, prosecutors told the jury Andrews helped plan the trip from Jacksonville to Tampa with her co-defendants, and she helped them stalk and hunt down Foolio. They also pointed to her interview with police, saying she lied and covered for her boyfriend, one of the accused gunmen. The defense contended she had no idea about the plan, and Andrews testified she was, and still is, scared of her boyfriend and the ongoing gang war at the root of the murder. In the end, the jury made its decision.
We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter, a lesser included offense.
So, she's a real demon on the stand, right? And she nearly had a lucky break. Because on January the 26th, 2026, okay, the judge who had been overseeing the case and was expected to sentence her was actually removed from the case for bias.
The state Supreme Court has disqualified Judge Michelle Cisco from presiding over the Foolio murder case, a case that resulted in the conviction of Alicia Andrews last October. The concerns stem from moments during Andrews' October trial where defense attorneys argue the judge failed to step in during improper courtroom interactions in front of the jury.
The way that Mr. Harmon has been speaking to this side of the table is unprofessional, it's disrespectful. He's done done in front of the jury as well, and there has not been any attempt by the court to intervene.
Court audio from that same October proceeding also captures a tense exchange between Judge Sisko and Andrews' counsel over sequestration rules.
You invoked the rule of sequestration. I understand that. Okay, I'm making a statement. I'm not looking for responses. Okay? You invoked the rule of sequestration.
A legal expert not affiliated with the case says judges can be challenged, but what makes the decision unusual is when it happened.
If there's a reason that the defendant doesn't feel he's going to get a fair trial, this is pre-trial, then yeah, you can move to recuse or disqualify a judge, but it's typically done beforehand. So this is more than rare in the sense that it was happening after the trial was over. So very rare, and then even more rare that the appellate courts had intervened.
So what happens next? Legal experts say a judge will step in, review the entire trial record, and decide how to move forward.
So basically, right, they was thinking they had pulled off some incredible finesse. Yeah, we getting the judge taken off the case, but it's too late. You already got convicted of manslaughter, and they was not trying to go back on that. So basically, yesterday it was May the 22nd of 2026, and that's when the succubus herself, Alicia Andrews, appeared in court for sentencing, okay? And while she was in there, she showed off some new tattoos, and she seemed like she was in a good mood. They was joking and laughing before the sentencing. She really laughing in court, man. So she giggling it up over there, right, while she about to get all the years, unfortunately not life, but she just giggling it up, all right. She flirting, she thinking this might be her way out. She might be able to convince him, hey, get me out. Anyway, okay, with that curse box. But right before the sentencing, right, there was a very tense moment as Fulio's mother actually came out and took the stand. So the mother in court basically said her son was hunted down like a deer in the woods, and that she should really have been held more accountable. So let's listen to what she said. It was really interesting.
She pulled the trigger or not to his death. Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan. A mother lives with instinct and intuition, and mine tells me that this was not ignorance. This was participation. It was calculated. They planned it. On my way driving here, every second, every minute, every hour, they could have changed their mind. They could have turned around. But yet and still, they carried on the plan to hunt my son down like a deer in the woods, like they were hunting. This was loyalty to violence over humanity. My son was treated like his life did not matter. He was ambushed and robbed of the chance to grow older, become a father one day, continue his career, and simply live. Every birthday, holiday, and family gathering is now filled with grief. I replay the memories of my son constantly. I think about his laugh, his voice, and the moments we will never get back. The trauma from this loss follows me every single day. No sentence will ever bring Charles right to me, but accountability matters. Alicia's family can see her. They can talk to her. She can see her child, but I can't see my child. I have to go to visit him in a wall at the cemetery. I ask this court to remember that behind every headline is a real family suffering permanent damage. My son's life mattered. He was not disposable. The emotional devastation caused by this murder reaches far beyond the courtroom and will affect my life forever. I respectfully ask the court to impose a sentence that reflects the seriousness of the role Alicia Andrews played in the events that led to my son's death, because she knowingly knew what was going on. Choices were made, and those choices had deadly consequences. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of my son, Charles Jones.
It's so, so tragic, man. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, they ain't got no sympathy, right? Foolio was dissing a lot of people, but I think, you know, she deserves her justice just like everyone else deserves theirs, okay? And ultimately, Alicia Andrews, she would get the maximum sentence for manslaughter, which would be 15 years. Honestly, light, but also she gonna miss her child growing up. So Foolio's mother ain't get to see him grow up into a, you know, an older man to his later years. Alicia Andrews ain't gonna be there for her daughter's first 15 years of life. So at least we got
Alicia
that.
Andrews will serve 15 years behind bars for her role in the death of rapper Julio Foolio.
Andrews is among 5 people out there found guilty in the rap artist's death. She was first to be sentenced as well. Last year, a jury found her guilty of manslaughter. Andrews helped track Julio Foolio, whose real name was Charles Jones, before he was ambushed and killed outside a Tampa hotel in 2024. Before sentencing, her attorneys asking the verdict to be just thrown out, claiming Andrews did not get a fair trial. That judge denied the request. Jones's mother spoke in court before Andrews received the maximum sentence.
It is extremely painful to hear Alicia Andrews portray herself as someone who didn't know what was going on. Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan.
A jury recommended life in prison for the other 4 men convicted of murder in this case. They are expected to be sentenced next month.
Yeah, it's crazy, okay? So basically, all right, this is the reaction over on Reddit. You know, they seen her laughing in court, waiting for her sentencing. People can't believe it. So I see she got some new tats. Just a matter of time before she gets a teardrop tat for Foolio's body. Easily the most heartless of the 5. Says, you don't think Davion more heartless out of all 5? I feel like given the chance to do this all over again, he would. The exact same way, just without Sean. Got hit with 15 years in state prison. Her baby daddy is in prison for life, and she's smiling like it's all a joke. Gee shit. Meanwhile, y'all coming at me saying the ambush was her plan that she pushed into motion. Just look at the video in the OP. You think she got any regret? Foolio gone. That was her goal from the jump. Alicia grimy as F. Okay. People saying her and Davion were the only 2 that stood tall. To be honest, everyone else went out crying. People saying Sean cried about his sentence. The rest cried with their family members. Got on the stand to help them. Who not going to cry when their daddy and mum are pleading for their life? Mentally, it take you back to when you was a child. Right? People saying Isaiah wasn't crying. He stood tall too. I mean, it's kind of stupid, though. Crying ain't going to get you nowhere. Really ain't got no choice but to accept your fate and do your time and hope they bring parole back in the state of Florida in the future. Ain't no chance. He definitely smashed in the in the lawyer visits. No camera, no windows, and the guard stands outside the door. They too friendly. He folded her. Right? Damn. So it says easily the most heartless of the 5. There ain't no way that's normal behavior, especially knowing you're about to get 15 years in state prison. Something wrong with her. Real talk. It's crazy, man. People saying, obviously, the lawyer hit him. All right, everyone says the lawyer hit him. So this would also be the news about her getting 15 years. Others getting life without parole. They're saying she got off easy, but this goes to show how easy some women got it in life. Some people are saying she gave up information. Said she got a super sweet deal when them other 4 boys not coming home. She ratted on everyone in the whole operation to not get life. Dudes have had more than enough signs to keep women out of their business because most women can't hold water and will rat every single time, especially when they're saying they may never come home. When you do dirt with a group, everyone starts getting picked up. It's a race to get the better deal. This happens every time a group of people commit a crime and MFs still don't learn. Yep, folks still think it's the old days where people are willing to take a fall. The streets are everyone for themselves, especially when your entire group gets picked up. Some bullshit for real. Listen to you saying the guy should have known better than to involve her bro. She knew what the F she was doing. She's just as demonic as any of them. She walked him to death. Don't go easy on her because of her gender. F her. People saying she didn't rat. She's lucky. 15 years, not a life sentence like the others. I went to school with a chick in Florida that set up a drug deal for Molly. She had her boyfriend and a friend rob this dude, but he ended up shooting the person while he was a passenger in the car and killed him. She got 20 years in prison and the boyfriend and his friend got 75 years. Okay, that's crazy. Deserved. I know her head game crazy. Judge looked at her and said, how much do you want your freedom? The judge was a girl. All right, so she got a sweet deal. She'll be 38 when she gets out. If she does the whole 15 years, she might only do 10 to 12. She definitely ratted. And that's their fault for having a woman in their business, especially involved in a murder. People saying she's going to get paroled early. She'll be almost 36, 37 and washed up, and her record is dirty. You'll probably see her with one of them giant bonnets working at Circle K or Captain D's for the rest of her life. She also better not go back to Jacksonville because people won't forget what she did. People saying, nah, people definitely will forget what she did, but yeah, her life pretty much going to suck from now to the end. I can guarantee you some dudes will not forget. Obviously, some will, but when she comes out, it will definitely turn some heads. But yeah, she fried for sure. She played the victim, said she was pregnant and being abused. Hard for a jury not to feel sympathy for her. Plus, she's kind of cute, so that helped, right? She'll be able to attend her daughter's graduation. Wasn't she a few months pregnant when they got arrested and she had the baby in jail? It went up for adoption. Her and Isaiah technically playing the same role in the murder. How the F he get life and her not? So Isaiah chanced on camera using her phone to tell the killers Foolio's location. She's not on camera talking to the killers and played ignorant like she didn't know what was going on. Never fails, especially in Florida. I've seen too many cases where the women get off light compared to the others. She didn't set him up. All the boyfriend and her were the lookouts. But since she fried for life, she's about to be working minimum wage for the rest of her life when she get out. And that's if she don't get lit up like an Xmas tree when she get out by that time, all her ops going to be damn near 40. So this is the last post I'm going to show you. All right, this is them reacting over on Reddit. Her getting the max. Said Foolio's mum took the stand for a victim impact statement to say she participated with full knowledge. I agree with Foolio's mum's victim impact statement. Whether she pulled the trigger or not, Foolio would still be alive today if Alicia had made the decision to stop it, but she didn't. Alicia asked for time served and 5 years probation. Lol. Her daughter will grow up without a mother or father. Christ. Right? Shit crazy. These hoes getting special treatment. I agree. She had ample time to stop it and chose not to. To me, she's as guilty as Zay. I can imagine Zay will put in appeals in many years to come to lower his sentence or get a retrial to be like Alicia's. They literally did the exact same thing. Alicia Andrews took her sentence well, although 15 years as long as a true blessing compared to what Chance received. Just seen the update. She definitely dodged a bullet. No matter how you flip it, it's a huge win for her. Good thing the judge stepped in and handled business. The 85% is mandatory, which means she'll get out at 34 if she keeps good behavior, around 37 if not. Losing your entire 20s and half your 30s is rough, but at least she'll get another opportunity in life, unlike the other 4. Says it's a joke, really. Compared to Zay, she'll get out early for her kid, in my opinion. No way she'll do the full time once she does programs and stuff. She's going to serve at least 10 years. 85% is mandatory. Okay. She is. It's just crazy. It's actually crazy. Okay. She literally did the same shit as God Zay and only got 15 years. I know he mad as F. I'd be bitter as F. Prosecution have said Zay and Alicia are in regular contact and speak weekly, sometimes multiple times a week. I'm not sure I could speak to her. Good for her, but I'd still be mad as F at my situation if I was him. It's a mess, all right? And look, everyone deserved to go down in this case. Yeah, Foolio did a lot of disrespectful stuff. You know, maybe he should have been in jail. But for you guys to take the law into your own hands and kill people, you know, yes, this is drill music. You know, it's war. They're enemy combatants. But, you know, you go to these. This isn't a real war. This is not authorized war, all right? The state and society is going to put you down. You can't kill people. It's not up to you who lives and who dies. Don't care how many diss songs he made. And for Alicia Andrews to get off so light is actually shocking. It's actually terrifying, and it just makes you really scared. Women can just line you up and just get away with this stuff, man. Well, not get away with it, but 15 years for lining up a man to die is weak. Okay, so yeah, good thing she's off the streets. Sadly, not life like the other guys. But you know, at least Foolio's mother at least got some semblance of justice, and we have got, you know, a bunch of hellraisers and scallywags off of the street, which can only be a good thing. Anyway, I'll be back with some more videos after this one. Appreciate you guys enjoying the content. I'm out for now. Peace.